On this episode, we've got plenty of packing to do for our next Walt Disney World vacation. What up, Opinioneers? Welcome to episode 117 of the WDW Opinion podcast. My name is Connor Brown. I'm a former cast member, author, blogger, travel agent, and a Walt Disney World expert. And I'm helping you plan for and daydream about your next perfect Walt Disney World vacation. If you are a new listener here, welcome to the show. Feel free to go back and check out all of our past episodes covering a wide variety of Disney-related topics, and you can subscribe to the show in Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. If you're a longtime listener, welcome back. Top of the morning to you. I don't know why I said that. Thanks for being here. If you continue to enjoy the show, please consider sharing it with someone you think might enjoy it as well. If you're watching the show on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe and hit the bell for our channel so that you can get notified every time I post a new video. We've got a lot of new videos coming up that you don't want to miss out. Not just podcast videos, single videos, that won't be in the podcast feed. So you're definitely going to want to go over there and check it out. And if you do ever want to check out the video version of the show, if you're listening to audio, head over to youtube.com/WDW Opinion to check it out. And like I said, subscribe so you can get our non-podcast videos as well. If you haven't heard, we have a big announcement, a new offering from WDW Opinion. It's a new weekly news show called News to Opinion. Every Thursday, I'm going to come out with that show where I cover the latest Disney parks news stories, and then I share my thoughts and opinions on them. It's a lot of fun, super informative. We're also doing something cool to get your opinions heard, your opinions played on the show, but you're going to have to go over and listen to that episode to discover how you can get on the show. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can find it in this podcast feed that you're listening to right now, or you can find it on our YouTube channel as well. Be sure to subscribe to this feed right now so that you can get the next episode, which is coming out this Thursday as well. With all that out of the way, let's get to the main segment of the show, which features a fan favorite in Sue Brown. She's back, and she's sharing tips on how to pack for your Walt Disney World vacation. Well, I can't have a packing episode without someone who has packed my bags for the majority of my life. She has to be here, which is why I'm so thrilled to have my mom, Sue Brown, on the podcast. Once again.
Hello, Connor.
Hello, Mother.
I'm a little nervous about this. This is my first time on YouTube.
That's right. Your first time on video. First. You've been on many episodes of the WDW Opinion podcast, but
right.
Your first foray into the recorded pictures. See?
Oh boy! I think I had to show my face one time when we were doing a review of the Contemporary when we were filming that
live. That was a live.
Yeah.
Live. Anything can happen on live.
Right.
But this, we got a nice setup. You're my first in-person guest for the video component.
Okay.
And the fun thing about this episode is we've been going back and forth for a while about how we thought we needed an episode talking about packing, because packing for a Walt Disney World vacation, much like everything when it comes to a Walt Disney World vacation, it's very different than when you're packing to go to the beach, when you're packing to go to grandma's or grandpa's or what have you.
Right.
So I'm going to say for everyone listening, you're really going to want to check out this episode on YouTube, or you're going to want to head over to our show notes page at wdwopinion.com/117, because my mom has a lot of props she's brought along. And I'm sure I'll share pictures of the props on Instagram, where you can follow us at WDW Opinion as well. So this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. I'm excited. How about we start with, we're going to share how we pack now.
Right, correct.
And not the requirements, but I guess as DVC people, how that impacts us and things like that. But then we're also going to share some, how we used to pack.
Right. And how that has evolved into us being better packers, but also just, the stage of your life you are in, that kind of has a lot to do with what you need to pack.
The stage of life you're in, the stage of life your children are in, all that jazz.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So our packing requirements have changed over the years, but I think we'll start out with our first, I don't know if it's a big tip, but it's definitely a big tip for DVC people, right? And that's the thing we always talk about, is to carry on or to check a bag if you're flying down to Walt Disney World.
That's right.
For the longest time, growing up, we always checked bags, right?
Yep.
And now we almost exclusively carry on bags.
Almost.
Yes.
Almost. There's one little requirement for me that once in a while changes that. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, we like being able to each have a bag, roll into the airport, roll onto the airplane, and not have to go and get our bags. We just like that.
In the immortal words of Limp Bizkit, just keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
If you say so.
Okay. All right. So, but our first time that we didn't check a bag, that we just went all carry-ons, and it would have been, me, you, Dad, and Anne-Marie, my sister. We each brought a bag. We each carried it on, and it was a wheelie suitcase that we carried on. But why were we able to do that?
Well, we were able to do that because when you're a family of 4, we were staying at a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom DVC. Once you get past a studio, you have a washer and dryer. So we decided there's no reason for us to overpack for, if we're staying for 5 days or whatever, because you have a washer and dryer. Now, a lot of times now, we go to studios at DVC and they don't have the washer dryer. I know they do elsewhere in the resort, but not in your room. And so you do have to be a little more careful, but I think we just realized how much we liked that. And so now we still try to do that, even if we are not going to have the washer dryer available. The
thing with Magical Express that it always used to do, now of course Magical Express is going away at the beginning of 2022, I should say. Pre-COVID, what they would do is you would get tags in the mail. You would put those tags on your checked luggage before you checked it at your home airport. And then once it arrived at MCO, Disney would see those ones with the right ribbons, take them, and then deliver them to your hotel. So you didn't have to go to baggage claim or anything like that. The unfortunate part with that was it was a perk that was disguised as a perk. It wasn't the biggest perk in the world.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't know that, well, it will arrive in front of your room magically, but it's not guaranteed to arrive until 3 hours after you arrive at your resort hotel. Not 3 hours after you land, 3 hours after you arrive at your resort hotel. So when I worked front desk at Yacht and Beach Club, that was always a big thing. People were like, where's
your luggage?
Where's well, it's not guaranteed to be here until 3 hours after you arrive. They go, well, it would have been nice to know that.
Yeah.
And then I say, oh, I'm sorry. And then I turn around and go, well,
and run away.
You knew, you saw the label and it said 3 hours. But
if you would actually read. Yeah, well, and when we're doing carry-ons, we know that there's a very good chance that when we get to the resort, our room's not going to be ready.
Right.
And we're just prepared to, change clothes. If we're coming from, snow to Florida or whatever we need to do, and then just give it to the
bellhop.
And they take care of it for you. And
You go from there.
Right. So now the only reason we don't bring a roll-on.
So here's
Sue
this
Brown.
Here's this we talk.
Sorry,
The
it's
only
me.
reason Sue Brown might check a bag these days
Yes.
is
Okay. I am older than Connor.
very good.
Yes, I am. And so I'm not afraid to admit it that I just hit my 60th birthday.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I don't have the applause button synced up, but clap, clap, clap.
That's okay. And anyhow, so I've noticed after, really the last few years that my shoes matter a lot. I mean, shoes matter so much at Disney anyway, more so than other vacations. But for me personally, what helps me is to be able to change my shoes. And I'm not a fashionista, so I don't need shoes to...
Hey, Sue, come on. Don't sell yourself short.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
okay.
But I'm not. I don't need shoes that match outfits. But I need comfortable shoes. And my feet, I need to do everything possible to get my feet not to hurt. So because of that, I might need to bring 3 or 4 pair of shoes. And so, that can take up a lot of room in a wheelie. So what I do is I look at how many days I'm going to be there and then make that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we typically almost exclusively fly Southwest. So
We do.
that even if we're checking, the thing that we only have to worry about checking the bag is waiting the extra 20 minutes or whatever
Yeah.
at baggage claim for.
And my feet are worth that 20 minutes.
Your feet and your state of mind for all of us is worth that 20 minutes.
Yeah. Mom's happy. Everybody else is happy.
Yep, exactly.
There you go.
So that's, again, why we choose to do the carry-ons. But I would say we kind of talked about this a little bit, Mom, before, about how it's important to know what you're packing, but also really figure out what season you're going.
Yes.
And pack based on that.
Yes.
And it's very easy to think it's Florida, why would I need one, I know what I need. I need t-shirts and I need shorts and I need a pair for each day. And that's that. But we have found that that's not always the best case.
Exactly. So the thing with Florida when it's hot is that you think that you're going to not need a lot of clothes because it's, you're wearing short sleeves, shorts or for me, capris, etc. And so you're not going to need much clothing. But truthfully, you could get so sweaty that you come back from the park and an outfit that you thought you were going to wear twice during your vacation is now you're drenched.
Yeah.
And so you just have to keep that in mind. And ladies, I'm talking about your undergarments too.
Okay. All right.
Important, bring extra because you're just, you don't realize like, oh my gosh, I can't rewear this or whatever.
Or it could also monsoon. It could rain that day and you could get caught in it and you're out of luck for that outfit as well.
Okay, so let's just talk about shoes right now, Connor, because of that. So, you've heard it before. Make sure you're bringing shoes that are comfortable. Don't bring shoes that you have not broken in. I hope everybody has heard that tip forever. You don't go out and you buy shoes and then those are the shoes you're bringing to Disney World.
Right.
Make sure you've worn them for a couple weeks. So there was a trip where Connor learned a lesson. Mm-hmm. My rule is you always bring more than one pair of shoes anyway. And Connor was not aware of that rule.
I mean, yeah, I guess this would have been my first time where you didn't pack for me.
Maybe it was. So we got into one of those torrential Florida downstorms. Downpours, yeah, that. And Connor's shoes were ruined.
Yeah, they were ruined. I mean, there was no way that they were going to dry out at any point during the trip. Like they were done.
They were done.
Yeah.
And so we, luckily Disney Springs is there and Connor got a new pair of sneakers. And then the same thing happened with Dad. What was Dad's reason I think he just had shoes that were so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That we ended up going to Disney Springs And he kind of bought almost the exact same pair of sneakers
No,
you ended
not
up buying.
almost. He bought the exact same pair of sneakers as I. So then we were matching sneaker buds for the entirety
Well, because
of the trip.
you have fashion, style, sense, Connor.
Thanks very much.
There
yeah.
you go.
Those were
he was mimicking you.
Those were Lacoste.
Yes, they were.
Sneakers, pretty snazzy.
Yeah.
I still have them. He still wears them too. But I think that's such an important point to mention as well. You can always buy extra things when you're in a pinch. You know, not like, I don't think you should pack less with the notion of, well, I'm just going to buy what I need down there, because that'll waste time. But if you're in dire need of something, Disney Springs is a great place to go. They have Uniqlo there, was one of my favorite stores. Massive, very affordable products, very well-made products. I'm wearing Uniqlo shorts right now. Those are the only shorts I wear. They also have a line called Airism, and it's like cooling technology. So those are my favorite polos. Those are great. But again, affordable, so you can go to Disney Springs if you need any of that. You can also just, hitch a ride in an Uber to the outlets just right off property and get anything you might need for that. But regardless, bring a couple pairs of shoes. What are your thoughts on Crocs in the parks?
So, I am somewhat of a fan of Crocs because they are comfortable around the house. For me personally, they're dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
They slip.
Yeah.
You slip in them. And so, and you know what? Your feet get hot in them.
Yeah.
They sweat. So I have only ever brought a pair of Crocs if it's going to be like my shoes to go to the pool or something like that. But
I think,
I know that a lot of kids swear by them. So maybe Crocs are perfect for Disney World for a certain age group.
I think the people who wear Crocs or even like sliders, like flip-flops, who wear those to the parks because they are afraid that their shoes are going to get wet.
Oh, yes.
I think that's disgusting.
Why is it disgusting?
Well, you're just tromping through puddles barefoot, but you're basically barefoot. And the water's just getting all, I think that's disgusting.
I think it's whatever, Connor.
Okay, to each his own.
But
hear me out and hear me now. It's disgusting. I won't stand for it. I'll never do it. Okay, so another thing that's kind of evolved over the years is what we bring into the parks as well. Not just what we pack for our trips, but what we bring into the parks each day. Lately, what I've been doing is I like going if it's something where it's like I don't need to bring my camera, like my big camera to film something or do whatever. I like going in with as little as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And Disney has really helped in this regard because you can put everything on your phone, and really, even if you have a Magic Band or whatever, my annual pass is on my phone. I can check all the rides. I have my credit card on my phone. It works on my phone, but also in my wallet. So I try to walk in with really just anything that's in my pockets and like an umbrella, just for safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this part is really, really important. You're going to pack your clothing. There's a million probably YouTube things out there for showing you how to pack and fit everything in your suitcase. Yeah. You're going to bring your shorts, your shirt, whatever, all that. No big deal. But the park bag is key.
Oh, yeah.
That's evolved for us over the years because of where we are currently in our life. So when Connor and his sister Anne-Marie were little, we had the stroller. The stroller acts as your bag. But I would always, let's just say usually.
Okay.
I don't know. Have we ever seen a picture of Dad in a backpack? I don't know.
Wow, that's I don't think I've ever seen him with a backpack on.
You're welcome.
Unless it was like the baby backpack. Like there was a human being.
Oh yeah.
Not
in
the backpack. Let me get that straight. The baby was not in the backpack. It was, what do you call those things? I don't know. What is it? What is the thing with the backpack?
It's a backpack, but Anne-Marie would be in it. You would be in it. Anyhow, we digress.
But I just want to make sure that the listeners know that we weren't zipped in it.
Oh, no,
okay. Yeah.
zipped in it.
I don't know if there's a name for that thing.
I don't know either. Anyhow, we would bring a backpack because you are bringing a lot of stuff into the park when you have little kids. You're bringing probably a rain poncho for each of them. You're bringing snacks for the day. You might be responsible for holding their water bottles, the umbrellas, the whatever it is that they have to have with them. And those backpacks can be heavy and they're sweaty too. And so as the kids grew up, my backpack changed into like a sling backpack that was I used that for a good few years, Connor. Yeah. And that's because as kids get older, they're responsible for carrying some of their stuff. But so I understand why you need those things during a certain stage of your life. But right now I'm like Connor, and the less I actually carry into the park, the better.
Yeah.
So I've dragged my family through this for the last couple years, like mom's looking for the perfect bag.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to, shall I show the things, Connor?
Go for it.
Okay, so for what's key for me is that I have my water bottle handy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another packing tip, but it might just be me.
Hey, could you cover that label? We're not
Here
sponsored by Deer Park.
Okay, well, maybe we will be after
Deer
this.
Park. That's a good point. I don't care, Mom.
Okay,
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, so this kind of water bottle I like. I know it's not a use forever water bottle, but I like the spigot, etc. So what I typically do is I bring one of these with me.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it empty as you go through, but whatever.
TSA.
Have it, TSA. And then I use it the entire week.
Yeah.
And I just keep refilling it, because this is easy to just,
Yep.
yeah. So, yeah, it's great. I'm going to start with this adorable backpack. Okay, so everybody loves these things.
So this is these are the Lounge Fly.
Yeah, Lounge
backpacks.
Fly. Yeah. So I looked at these because wouldn't it be wonderful to carry one of these adorable things around, because there are all these different themes, etc. And so I waited until this was on sale. So clearly it was after like 4th of July or something when we were there. And do I love it? Absolutely. Have I used it in the park? Once.
Yeah.
Because for me, it just doesn't work. I don't like having something on my back that I can't grab my water bottle easily out of. And so again, if you're a big fan of Lounge Fly, I'm not saying anything against them. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so I tried. It's still adorable, but didn't work.
That's also why
And they're not cheap.
they're not cheap. That's
They're not
also
cheap
why
at all.
you used the sling bag for so long.
Yeah, I used the sling because I could kind of sling it around me to reach stuff.
That's why it's called that, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. It's crossbody, but that you could actually, and I did not bring that. Do we still own that backpack?
I don't know.
Anyhow, but yeah, you could kind of sling it around and still get into it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, whatever. Backpacks are just not my thing right now. I have moved on to
The big one.
Okay, so I have found crossbody a water bottle holders, and Connor's you're going to link these things in the show notes or something?
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do that, so Connor will do that.
I'll link it. You go to wdwopinion.com/117. You can also look just in the show notes right here. But on the regular show notes, wdwopinion.com/117, you'll see pictures of them. You'll see links to buy them. I'll post on Instagram about them too. They're very cool.
Okay. So I was always looking for the perfect bag. And so a couple years ago, I think it was, I found this on Etsy. So this is my first one that I love. So it's called a water bottle sling. And again, we'll link the information. But what I was looking for was something light. Crossbody means, you're just putting one arm through it. But easy access to my water bottle. This pocket fits my phone because, I don't bring camera anymore.
Describe it for the listeners a little bit.
This is, I forgot I had to do that, Connor.
Yeah.
So this holds a water bottle. It's got a pocket on the side that my iPhone fits nicely, and you can easily pull it out to quickly take your pictures. It's got a little what are these clippy things called? Kind of like a keychain.
It's like a small carabiner.
Yeah. Anyhow, this can attach. I've attached my sunglass case to it.
Yep.
And here it also has 2 pockets. Pocket that, I put whatever, a little bit of money you need, your cards, whatever, it fits it. There's another one over here that doesn't have a closing flap. My chapstick goes in there too because
there you go.
Sue Brown always has to have her chapstick with her.
Yep.
And seriously, so I get away with just carrying this. So
the best part about
go ahead.
that is also the new security checkpoints when you're going into the parks.
Right.
You just have that on your body. You don't have to take it off.
Right.
You don't have to empty it, and you just walk right through, and you're good.
Right.
You also are able to do that with backpacks now, but that is perfect.
So this is my new go-to. Now, I have since there have been times where I'm like, it's a little too small because I would like to wear my sunglasses. I wear glasses, so it's not just that I'm wearing sunglasses.
You're taking off your regular glasses and you have to store them somewhere.
Exactly. You're going into Muppet Vision. You got to take these out.
I like that was your first. Out of all the attractions in all of Walt Disney World, you just went Muppet Vision first. That's great.
I don't know. I always think about that. Anyhow. So now this next trip that I'm going on, I have a different bag. I found another sling bag. I'm going to show you and attempt to describe it for the listeners. So this was also one I found on Etsy, and you're going to look at it. So you people on just listening, you're going to really want to see it. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my next one that I'm using. Look at this bag. This is also from Etsy. This is another water bottle sling, a little bit bigger, which is why I bought it, because I feel like, I got to take some goodies out of here first. I feel like you can fit your water bottle, but you've also got space. I can slam my sunglasses in there in their case.
Oh, you can fit a ham and cheese sandwich in there if you want.
You can, Connor. It also has the spot for your phone. This one's a little bit different. It's got a zipper and some, little pockets for your cards, etc. But again, the same concept. It's a sling bag. But for you that can't see it, it is themed from really my favorite probably ride of my whole life. It's A Small World.
It is, and it is very, very cool.
Yeah.
The theme is it's
what's her name? Mary
Blair.
Mary Blair.
But this is themed more like the clock on It's a Small World. So there's no little boys and girls all around. It's the happy smiling clock that you see in the queue area for It's a Small World. But pastels, bright colors, very, very nice.
I'm really excited to give it a try this next trip. And again, I got this on Etsy. We'll tell you who it's from. But she included a little ponytail holder in it.
You call that a scrunchie?
Scrunchie. Good job,
All
Connor.
right, nice.
Good job. So this is the next one that I'm going to try out. Now, another thing I want to mention about when you have bags like this, you just flatten them and they fit in your suitcase. They're tiny.
Yeah.
So again, because it's all about space, so I can bring this one and the green one if I want to. This is good for Animal Kingdom. If I do want to try to be a fashionista, I can like.
We've created a monster.
I know, yeah. All right, I'm going to show you one more.
But you've bought these for your sister too, haven't you?
So I bought one of the first one that I showed, my original one, for my sister. That's just not my bag for going to Disney World.
No, yeah.
I used it this morning when I was hiking.
Yes.
Yeah, I take it all the time with me walking because, you don't just always want, at least I don't, your phone in your pocket.
No.
I'm going to show one more.
Go for it.
Try to explain it.
Yep.
Okay, so this one I ordered. It's a Samantha Brown one.
Oh, wow.
But Samantha Brown.
Let's get something out of the way first. Samantha Brown, no affiliation to or relationship to Connor and Sue Brown.
Yeah, we wish.
We wish.
We wish.
Really, really wish. Yeah.
And if you don't know who Samantha Brown is, just Google her. And she's a travel guru.
Yeah.
And so she sells luggage, etc. on QVC or Home Shopping Network. I don't really know.
Sponsored by neither of those. So
exactly. We're not. So this I got, again, when I'm kind of like, I need it a little bigger for my sunglasses. So this is called, I think it's the to-go bag. Mm-hmm. So, again, it's a water bottle holder. I'm going to fit the water bottle in here. Hers is actually insulated.
Oh.
So like if it has condensation, then that's going to be a little bit better. And again, she has another pouch. Now, for those of you not watching, it's like a tropical theme and definitely a little bigger. She also attaches a key ring for it, which is nice. And
I actually I like that a lot. I mean, I think if it was in a different design.
Well, that's Samantha Brown. She needs to give me a call. We need to do a collaboration,
Okay.
A Disney collaboration, because if this was like Disney themed.
You know what the kids are doing these days? They're taking fanny packs and they're slinging them across their body.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've thought about doing that just because the camera that I take into the parks is quite small. So it could fit in that thing.
Yeah.
But I would never wear that thing in it because it's a little too floral for your boy over here. Yeah.
Even when I got it, I was like, oh, well, I don't know.
Got a egress on it.
You know. But again, you can flatten these things, stuff them in your suitcase, and don't take up much space.
No.
We spent a lot of time on these bags. I mean, talking.
Well, I think, but that's the important part because we have the different bags that you have to pack.
Yeah.
It's not just you have to pack your suitcase. You have to know, hey, am I going to take a park bag? If so, what is that going to be? Is it going to be a backpack? Will I need to pack the backpack and use that backpack as my personal item on the airplane? If I'm not, am I going to go with the sling? I also know you like the sling because no sweat. Less sweat.
I know.
Less sweat. Backpack, I wear a backpack all the time. Like I said, when I'm bringing camera equipment into the parks, and your back gets sweaty.
And you know,
sweaty.
I haven't tried it yet, Connor. But I even think I can get a very small umbrella.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Probably fit it in this bag. Probably
You can
not
fit
the
it in that
first
one
bag
for
I
sure.
showed, and that's another thing that we tend to do. Of course, it's Florida. There's always a chance it's going to rain, but we do look at the forecast the morning of and decide, am I going to bring this umbrella? You know, if we know we're only staying in the park until noon, we might not bring it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But so there's one other bag that I think.
Yeah, you can talk about that. So we have the suitcase. We have what your park bag is going to be. We have if it's going to be a backpack or a sling. But what's the other bag that you pack that you've started to pack recently?
So, and I just want to say one more thing about the bags, your park bag. Again, just turned 60. So when you are walking everywhere, if you're walking and you're also carrying stuff that's heavy and uncomfortable, it just makes your day even longer. It just makes you more tired. Yeah. So it's, anyhow. So yes, we have started to include, and I have another thing that we're not sponsored by these people either.
We wish as well.
We wish.
We wish.
We wish.
That's a Vineyard Vine.
So we bring, if you go to the pool, so we now, especially when I'm with Connor's dad and we're just the two of us are having a trip, we have really embraced the enjoying the pools.
Yeah.
But you go to the pool and you need a bag with you. So again, we bring a grocery type bag, again, flat, doesn't take up much space. And but you want to be able to put in your book for the pool, your sunscreen, your iPad, your whatever. And we spent too many times looking around the room going, oh, here's a Disney plastic bag that we bought something. And, that's never.
It's never good. They're gross when they're wet.
Yeah.
But also, everyone else has those.
Exactly.
So
that's right.
So that's a good differentiator to know that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm the yuppie that brought the Vineyard Vines bag to the pool. Yeah.
Or whatever little grocery bag. But again, does not take up much room in your suitcase. And it's been not a lifesaver. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Very helpful.
It's been very handy having a bag like that at the park. Yeah.
When you used to have a park bag,
Yes.
or I guess you might even do it with the sling.
Mm-hmm.
Every night you would pull it out, right?
Oh, I still do that, even with the little ones. Yeah, you reorganize it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you're like, you're finally really relaxing and you're kind of prepping for your next day. Yeah, I empty my bag, I reorganize it, get rid of, I don't throw away my receipts until I get home.
Yeah.
Just dump out crumbs, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you just reorganize it.
We're very alike in what we bring into the parks. Like I said, when I do bring a backpack in, I want it to be as light as humanly possible. I want an umbrella, maybe a poncho, a water bottle, camera stuff, chargers and adapters for my phones, cameras, etc.
Yeah.
Hey there, I just wanted to take a quick break and mention a sponsor of the show, and it's actually a total shameless plug because the sponsor is my travel agent services. If you've been listening to the show for a while now, you probably know just how difficult it is to plan the perfect Walt Disney World vacation. Even in the past few years since the WDW Opinion podcast has started, it has only become more and more confusing to plan for and get to Walt Disney World. Things like knowing when to book what, how to book what, how to navigate around all the new features of the parks, or even how to navigate around the new technologies in the parks. It can all be challenging. Whether it is Disney Genie, Magic Mobile services, Park Pass reservations, or all the new reservation systems in place, it can seem like you practically need a master's degree just to book a Disney vacation. Luckily, that's where your boy Connor comes in. As a Disney fanatic, I know the place like the back of my hand. As a travel agent, I participate in training to keep me up to date on all the latest features at Walt Disney World and to keep me up to date on all the latest offerings, special offerings, things like that, deals. The training just keeps me in the loop. And as a former Walt Disney World cast member, I have the behind-the-scenes knowledge and expertise that I can share with you to help you navigate the parks like a pro. All of these elements combined, me being a Disney fanatic, me being a Disney travel agent, me being a former Walt Disney World cast member, makes me the perfect fit for you when it comes to booking your next perfect Disney vacation. I do the boring stuff like finding deals, booking the trip, waiting on hold with Disney for hours, waking up super early to get dining reservations and special event ticket reservations. I do all of it so that you don't have to. Let me do this for you so that you can focus on the most important aspect of a Disney vacation, having fun. You have fun. I do the lame stuff to ensure you have a better time. The best part about this is that my services are 100% free to use. You don't have to pay a dime to utilize my expertise. It doesn't cost you anything extra. In fact, it can help you save money because I'm constantly looking for the best offers. But don't just take my word for it. Hear it from former clients who have already utilized my services, like David M. from Maryland, who says, when it came to mapping out what would be best each day, what restaurants would be open or closed, what the flow of the parks would be like each day based on what was open, which was changing up until we arrived, Connor was always on point and he anticipated our every need. You should really take the time to invest in Connor services. You won't be disappointed. Thanks to David for that kind review. And if you are ready to book your next trip, whether it's to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney, reach out to me at Connor, C-O-N-O-R, at WDWOpinion.com, and I can help you with all of that. Again, reach out to me at Connor, C-O-N-O-R, at WDWOpinion.com, C-O-N-O-R, at WDWOpinion.com, and I can help you plan a trip with my free-to-use services. Now, let's get back to the show. With the slings about how you focus on the water bottle.
Yes.
This is something too. When it comes to bringing water bottles into the park and food into the park, yes, you'll save money for sure. If you bring, a Nalgene or I assume Yeti or whatever
Right.
water bottle flavor of the month there is.
Yeah, exactly.
You can bring it in, you can refill it at certain points, whatever. Or you can buy Dasani water bottles as you go for like
Right.
$5 a piece. At the end of the day, you're saving $10, but are you going to kill yourself lugging around those heavy water
Yeah.
bottles?
Yeah.
And I think that that's always something to keep in mind.
And I will say we're a family. My water bottle,
Yeah.
it's the community water bottle.
Yeah.
It's the family water bottle.
Family water bottle, not community. We just to
Yeah.
make that clear because of
Yeah,
COVID.
exactly.
But again, yes,
Exactly.
family water
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important to keep in mind. And then I guess the only other thing where you might want to bring up an actual bag into the park is like in November, in December, January, February, it could be 80,
Right.
at noon. But then by the time you're still in the park and it's 10 o'clock at night, it could have dropped down
Right.
to 50 or whatever. Are you going to bring a sweatshirt? That's just one thing to keep in mind.
And what's kind of happened in our family, or even if it's a group, is that there's one person that brings the backpack. Connor, thank you. Connor often volunteers. I'm going to bring my backpack. Do you guys have a sweatshirt? So, and then you can offer, hey, I'll carry the backpack for a little bit.
I am the sacrificial lamb when it comes to that.
Right, you are. You're a good guy.
I fall on that grenade, and I'm happy to do it. Let's talk about fun things
Okay.
that we've just started bringing
Okay.
to the parks.
Okay. So I brought something else to show.
I want to tell the story about how the second time we went to Walt Disney World as a family.
Oh, okay.
How old was I? Was I 4 then?
Probably.
And how it's in the middle of summer. And
Oh,
we
boy.
stayed at, if you see behind me, we stayed at Dixie Landings, which, by the way, Mom, which is now Port Orleans Riverside.
Right.
That mug,
Yeah.
that Dixie Landings mugs that have Brer Bear and all those,
Yes.
Brer Rabbit, on the back of it, it says celebrating 25 years of magic.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's 25 years old.
Yeah.
'Cause now it's
Yeah.
the 50th anniversary. But anyways, on that trip, Dad always tells this story. He says, we get off the plane. We get to Dixie Landings, now Port Orleans Riverside.
Right.
We go to Hollywood Studios, then MGM, Disney's MGM Studios.
Yep.
Everything has changed as I'm saying this about that trip. And he goes, I'm standing in Muppet Vision 3D, waiting an hour and change.
I believe it was July.
July.
Yeah.
Waiting over an hour to see Muppet Vision 3D. And he says, sweating like,
Yeah.
nobody's business. And on the first day, the first couple hours you're there, he turns to you and says, we are never coming in the summer ever again.
And I 100% agreed with him at that time.
And we stuck till that until you dropped me off for my college program,
Right.
which was in August. And then really just this past year, the COVID year, where we were like, we got to go somewhere. Disney's open.
Right.
Let's do that. And we met up and we went in August of then too.
Yeah.
And even if you go in August, if you go in July, August, very hot. If you go in September, if you go in
yeah.
October, almost just as hot for sure. And we realized if we're going to enjoy this, we have to prepare and bring
Exactly.
other items that can help us.
Right.
Susie Show and Tell has some of those items.
Okay, so I just have one item in regards to that. So, and my little charger fell off of it. It's in my bag of tricks. It's a neck fan. This has saved us. Connor, you own one,
Yep.
right? You bought one for Dad.
Yep.
And then right after Dad had it, the next trip I bought it for me. So this is a neck fan that, you get to, it's a rechargeable one. Again,
This one, it kind of looks like a yoke, like if you're an ox.
Right.
You put it around your neck.
yeah.
There's two, looks like mini fans, one on either side of your neck.
Yep.
It's flexible, so you can position it to where you want. It has 3 speeds.
Ooh, it lights up.
It lights up. It's got colors.
Crazy.
You can hear it in the microphone now.
Hear it.
Sounds like the Spaceship Enterprise taking
Yeah.
off. Starship Enterprise, I should say.
What's nice about this is it is rechargeable, so you just charge it at night. You're ready to go for the next day.
Uses, you can plug it into an iPhone brick. It's a USB charger. And it's great. And it's a lifesaver. It won't, what it is it's just a constant like little breeze your way to prevent you from overheating.
Yeah.
You know, it's
so
not going to
turn it.
It's not going to cool you down per se. It's not going to drop your body temperature, but it's going to make everything much more pleasant.
I believe the word Dad kept using was, "This is delightful."
He kept saying, "This is delightful."
This is delightful.
And of all the things we've worn or brought into the parks, this is by far the one thing that the most people come up to us and say, "Where'd you get that?"
Yes.
Where'd you get one of those things?
And these have changed. There are now much fancier ones. You know, if you're concerned about, you know, this getting stuck in your hair or something like that, they've come up with new ones that
they're more encased, stuff like that. But they're more expensive as well. And I think you're going to start seeing these more and more and more in the parks. But with this, if you go to wdwopinion.com/117, I'm going to have this exact ones that we bought. We just bought them off of Amazon. They're super cheap, like $20.
Yeah.
I'll have those linked. So go to wdwopinion.com/117 and check it out because they're awesome. Little charger.
Yeah.
They're
and you
fantastic.
know, they don't take up, they're a little awkward for your suitcase, but they're worth it.
Yeah.
They're worth the space in your suitcase.
We've also tried those cooling towels.
Yeah.
And the cooling hat.
Right.
Never worked too well.
You know, I love my hat, my cooling hat. I've only soaked it once.
Yeah.
And it was like, I only love this hat because it's a nice white hat that it had nothing to do with getting cool.
Yeah.
Same with the cooling rags.
Cooling rags that I still don't get. We've tried them. I just don't understand them.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about, you know, when you go on, which we rarely do, but when you go on a water ride.
Yeah.
And you come off and you're soaked and you're wet, you're just uncomfortable for the next hour.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's kind of what these things seemed like. It's around your neck. Yeah, it's cool for a little while. But then it's just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so other people may have a different opinion about them.
And that's what this show is all about.
Exactly.
I did mention it a little bit.
Exactly.
Uniglow has a line, Airism, AIRISM. They're fantastic, like polos, T-shirts. They do really keep you cool. I think it's breathable, but it's when you touch it, it's cold. It's a cold material.
Right.
It's really, really cool. So I like that.
Yeah. I mean, some people have heard tricks like you freeze your water bottle. If you're bringing water bottles, freeze them ahead of time. But again, that's a little heavier. But
and again, like we get back to the thing of it's going to get your clothes wet. You're going to probably have to use that. Like if you're staying in a 1 or 2 bedroom DVC, that's great.
Right.
If you're not, we did mention all the resorts have laundry facilities that you can use. You can pay and use them, no problem. But that's just going to, waste more time.
Yeah,
you got to find time in your day away from the parks, wherever, to wash, to dry, to fold, to get all those. And it could be super far away from you, depending upon where you're staying. So, neck fans, great. Cooling towels,
But you got to bring a hat.
You got to bring a hat.
You got to bring a hat.
Yeah. One thing in this day and age that we need to bring up is how we pack masks.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of this, it was very fun to buy the Disney masks.
Yes.
Right? With their logos and their characters and all that stuff. They're fun, great. They're cool to wear in the parks. I have become a true believer in just the paper masks.
Yeah, the disposable masks.
The blue disposable ones.
Right.
They're great. You throw a sleeve of them into your backpack or whatever. But what I think is important is whatever you're going to bring, whatever type of mask it's going to be, you got to bring at least a couple.
I agree.
Each day, because now at Disney, luckily you really only have to wear them inside on indoor attractions or in shops and things like that. But they can still get gross. They can still get wet from a ride.
Yeah.
Sitting in your pocket, it can get grody.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to have a couple extra.
Exactly. I've seen people that have lanyards with their masks on it. I do like that idea.
Yeah.
I I've been able to hang my masks on my new little favorite bags with those clips. That's good. But I will say, like Connor learned with the shoes, you need to bring another pair of shoes. I learned on one of my last trips with the face mask, because I only brought one and it was a disposable one when I went into the park that day.
Yeah.
I was by myself that day, and the strap broke on the ear.
Yes.
And so all of a sudden I'm walking around the park, and that's when you still had to be wearing the masks. And I didn't have a mask, and I did not want to go, sorry, Disney, I already had bought like 4 or 5 of your cute masks, and they're cute. They're not as comfortable as they should be.
No.
And I didn't want to buy another one. I ended up going to the first aid place and asking for one. Unfortunately, the one they gave me was like you had to tie it around your head. It was annoying. I was able to tie knots on the ear strap and make my mask work for the rest of that day at the park. But I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
At the park, you need to have at least 2 masks. And Connor's right, too, about the whole sweaty thing. They'll get gross. So, hopefully that's not a tip we're going to need for too much longer. But
fingers crossed.
For right now, it's part of our life. And
so
think about it.
You got to think about it.
Yeah.
We talked about how we pack, what extra things we bring, the bags we bring, how it's kind of transitioned over the years. But I think 2 items that we need to talk about that are important to probably 2 different groups of opinioneers listening are strollers and ECVs.
Right.
So when it comes to, packing or renting or whatever, packing the actual item and then packing the thing itself up, strollers and then ECVs. The ECVs are, of course, the electronic wheelchairs.
Right.
I never really have ever had to deal with a stroller at Walt Disney World, other than sitting in it and having an adult figure push me in it, which has been delightful from what I can remember.
Right.
Your tips on the stroller, on packing it, bringing it from wherever, what did you always find was important?
What we found was that if you can get away with just bringing an umbrella stroller, bring the umbrella stroller. An umbrella stroller is easy to fold. They're more compact. They still have the bag underneath for you to put your stuff. But it doesn't mean that every trip, depending on the age of your child, you may not be able to bring an umbrella stroller. When your sister was just about 8 months, we went to Disney. And, of course, she could not be in an umbrella stroller. You have to be able to sit up, etc. And so we had to bring a bigger stroller. But even if you are bringing a bigger stroller, I think just keep in mind that big stroller, you've got to fold up every time you get onto a transportation. You have to, Connor, you mentioned something about the hotel room, right?
Yeah. I mean, depending upon where you're staying, the stroller can take up a massive amount of space in your room.
Right.
Even if it's folded up or whatever. Like I think of if you stay at the Pop Century or any of the values, and you're in there with a family of 4, having a stroller in there, whether it's propped up against the wall or whatever, it's going to make a tight space even tighter.
Right. Exactly.
So I would say, you're going to have to sacrifice something there.
Right.
If it's, we don't have enough room in the stroller, we're going to have to bring a backpack, but that allows us to bring a smaller stroller and it doesn't take up as much room in the room, then that's that. Or you're like, no, we got to bring the big stroller. Just know there's going to be less space.
Exactly. And if you are going to be somebody who still needs the big stroller, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
But please, when you are going to your transportation, especially the buses at night, or really even in the morning too, but usually the night when you're done, you've added bags to the bottom of your stroller. So please do everybody else a favor and unpack the bottom of that bag so that you can easily fold the stroller. And don't do it when you see the bus pulling up. Be prepared, just because at that time of the day, time is precious to everybody because everyone's so tired.
Yeah.
So we've seen so many times where, you kind of roll your eyes because it's like, you didn't think of that? You didn't think of that?
Now we're just sitting on the bus. It's like when you're in a long line at the red light and it turns green and the person in the front car at the intersection just doesn't pay attention.
Right.
And you had one job.
Right.
You had one job, hit the gas pedal when it's green.
Yeah.
You had all this time to prepare, and you really, really let us down.
And the size of that stroller, keep in mind, too, you're going to be holding it when you're on those buses.
Practice folding it up, too.
Right.
Just to make sure you're able to do that.
Yeah. Now, I will say, don't jump and say, oh, well, I just won't bring a stroller. If your child has gotten to the age where they walk more, great. You know, we have a nephew who has now graduated to that, and he's not really using a stroller much. But going to Disney is different. If you're going to be walking all day, and if you're going to end up having to carry your child, that's just going to be tough on everybody. So if your child's on the fence, you know, they've kind of graduated out of a stroller, still bring the umbrella stroller, and you will be happy you did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. When it comes to the stroller rentals at Disney, they have plenty of stroller rentals. I think it was like, I can't remember. We looked up the prices before, but it could get expensive. I think in a pinch, if something happens and you don't bring one and you're like, oh, we need one, that's great. That's there for you. It can be a huge time suck.
Yeah.
Waiting in line, or if you're at the back of the park and you're like, I need a stroller, you got to walk all the way to the front of the park.
Yeah.
And then also remember, it ends at the park. So you can't take it to your car.
That's right.
At Magic Kingdom, that could be horrific. You can't take it on transportation.
Right.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And there's plenty of third parties you could rent from if you don't want to bring it on the airplane and things like that. When it comes to ECVs, these I don't think you can bring them on airplanes.
You know, the only experience we have with these so far is observing people using them. So, like a stroller, I had some experience. We're only going to share our opinion now on ECVs, that what we've seen and noticed.
I think a lot of times people, need one of these for mobility, but then they also think it's going to be great because we're going to be able to pack it too. As a basket, you can hang backpacks off of it. Great. Perfect. I think when it comes to this, please just know how to use it, right? Practice with it. When you're getting on the bus, don't be a hero. If the bus driver offers to help park, let him park that bad boy.
Exactly.
Let him park that bad boy. Be aware of your surroundings. If you're backing up, going forward, all that stuff. But then also remember, it too, like a stroller, is going to take up a lot of room in your hotel. And I've seen plenty of times I've walked the corridors and I've noticed, oh, wow, there's an ECV parked outside the room because it can't fit in the regular room, or they don't want it there. So that can be a little sketchy as well.
ECVs, it's wonderful that they've helped to make the Disney parks
more accessible,
and for people to enjoy their day. So that's all a really wonderful thing. But yes, I'm 100% in agreement with Connor. Practice, practice, practice. Know how to back up. Know how to get it up a ramp. And yes, we've seen kind of different things with bus drivers. Some that will say, you have to drive it into the parking spot.
Yeah.
Others, would you like me to do it? So.
One thing we also said was, if you're bringing an ECV or a stroller, bring something to hang on it to differentiate that it's yours.
Right.
Because in a sea of sameness, it can be very hard to pick out. You can think, oh, my stroller looks very different from anyone else's. I guarantee it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And another reason you're going to want to do that is, if it's a stroller parking area, it could get switched around. Cast members could move it to accommodate more space for, more strollers that are coming in and out. So it's important to, put a ribbon or tie a balloon or this or that, put your name on it just to make sure.
You're going to walk into the land and you come out and your stroller's not where you parked it.
Literally the land, the land pavilion.
Yeah. The other thing I think that's important for talking about both of those is, don't get too comfortable with leaving your things in it. I think that, yes, it's Disney. seems to be such a safe place, but it's still not wise to leave your wallet or anything really of value just in your stroller as you're going on rides and things like that. So I would caution you about that, caution listeners.
So there you go. I think that's what you got to keep in mind. I think you got to really focus on, are you going to check it? Are you going to carry it on? No. Are you going to have to waste time when it comes to doing laundry? Do you want to prevent that? At the same time, what are you going to bring into the park?
Right.
What kind of bag you're going to do? Are you going to pack that? Are you going to bring it on the plane as a personal? Bring a pool bag? Look into these slings that Sue Brown is talking about. And of course, when it comes to packing itself, remember, you probably are going to want to bring some extra pieces of clothing. It's going to get hot.
Right.
And depending upon the season, get one of those neck fans.
Yeah. I have one more thing to show.
Okay.
So this is something that's a recent purchase.
Oh gosh, I just saw it in your hands. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, that I have now traveled with, and it's an eye mask, and I have to say that this, clearly not going to take up much space.
No.
But this can be really helpful, because how many times have we been in hotels? Not even Disney, but that's where we usually are in hotels. And you just have the drapes that just don't quite close, or for wherever you are, it's just so much light being let in. And so, this is something that you may want to, especially if you're going to have a day or two where you're sleeping in and being leisurely. So an eye mask. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I also had another idea. I might try it sometime. So this idea was to just bring a clip, like a bag clip. And you know how many times, like I just said, the drapes don't quite close.
Oh, that's very
smart.
smart.
What if we just clip it with a bag clip?
A chip clip.
Chip clip.
We'll bring a couple.
Let's bring a couple. We'll experiment this time.
We're doing this for you. Listeners. We're
Watchers.
doing this for you.
Although our next trip, I think Connor and I are staying at Old Key West. Oh my gosh. What's the one negative about Old Key West? Do you remember, Connor?
The people right next to us?
Oh, not people.
Oh,
It's their blinds. Oh my gosh. So you
yeah.
have, in a studio, you have a door to your patio, your little patio, and they have these blinds that you have to click to close these blinds coming down.
It takes like an hour.
It takes like an hour.
Yeah.
Believe me, they stay closed the whole time.
They do.
But,
they do indeed.
Yeah.
They do indeed. All right. Well, I think we covered a lot of ground today.
We did. I hope it was helpful for a few people.
I think it was very helpful.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's just the little things that we shared can really enhance someone's trip, and things like that. But we really want to know, do you have any tips or tricks when it comes to packing for a Walt Disney World vacation? We want to hear from you. We want to know what you got, how you do it. If you learned anything from us as well, we'd love to hear what you found useful in this episode. Head over to www.opinioneers. That's OPINIONEERS, where you can join our community. You can talk Disney all you want in there. But when you get there, when you join that community, let my mom know how you pack, and let us know if you found any of these tips useful. Again, you can join that community, wdwopinion.com/opinioneers, OPINIONEERS. Mom, as always, I say this all the time, the Opinioneers love you.
Gee, thank you.
So it's always a great...
I hope they're still going to love me after, seeing me on screen.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
They're not vain like that. What are you talking about? It's always great episodes like this, and I always love being able to bring in someone of a different mindset. I know we share a lot of stuff when it comes to Disney. We have a lot of our similar favorites and things we don't care for and whatnot, but it's always great to bring on another voice, and of course yours is always welcome here. And I think coming up very soon, we're going to be hearing a lot more from Sue Brown.
Oh boy. You have to stay tuned.
You have to stay tuned.
Something about the fact that I've turned 60.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we have something planned in a podcast category.
We'll see.
We shall see.
I enjoy being here. It's fun. And I hope people learned a little bit, and I hope to learn from the listeners, the watchers.
I'm sure we will. As always, Mom, thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much to my mom, Sue Brown, for joining me on the show today. If you want to learn more about the products, any of the products that we mentioned on the show today, be sure to head over to the show notes page at wdwopinion.com/117. We'll have links to everything in there. Be sure to check it out, wdwopinion.com/117. And as a reminder, please do me a huge favor and go and listen to our latest offering, our Disney news show called News to Opinion. We have one episode down. We have another episode coming out this Thursday, so check that out. If you enjoyed today's episode and you're on YouTube watching, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment letting me know you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel. For those peeps listening on Apple, please be sure to subscribe and rate and review the show on there. I'll be sure to read future reviews on the show as well. If you listen on Spotify and you're a cool person, you're going to click the follow button on the show page, which is going to help us out immensely. In between episodes, if you still want to talk Disney, the best way to do that is by joining the WDW Opinioneers Facebook group. There you can connect with fellow Disney fanatics, you can connect with me, you can talk Disney all the time. Join that group by going to wdwopinion.com/opinioneers. That's OPINIONEERS. If you like the show, be sure to share it with your Walt Disney World loving friends as well. That would be awesome if you could do that. And if you're ready to book a vacation to Walt Disney World, I'd love to help you do so. I'll help you find the best deals, answer any questions you have, book dining reservations for you. I'm going to be your advocate, someone in your corner you can turn to for advice. And the best part about my service is that it's 100% free to use, doesn't cost you a dime. Reach out to me at Connor, CONOR, at WDWopinion.com, and I can help you book a trip, any Walt Disney World trip, any Disneyland trip, any Adventures by Disney or Disney Cruise Line trip. I'd love to help you out. And of course, if there is ever anything I could ever do to help you out, I'd be more than willing to try, more than happy to try and do so, I should say. Just reach out to me at Connor, CONOR, at WDWopinion.com. If you have any questions, anything at all, I'd love to hear from you. That's going to do it for me this week. If you liked what you heard today, then you've been listening to the WDW Opinion Podcast. If by chance you didn't like what you heard, then you've been listening to Making Space with Hoda Kotb. Hoda's my girl. Hoda's my girl. I've been Connor Brown, and until next time, keep LTD living the dream, and I'll see ya real soon.